And I've always loved kind of doing this with just like things in my life, but cars in general can be a representation of our life and our relationships. And so when I had my car, and I've had a number of cars, but when things happened to my car, like a headlight was out or a tail light was out, to me it's about, okay, if this is a projection of me, if this car is a representation of me and my life and my relationships, what thing am I not able to see clearly because a light is out? What thing am I not able to show others clearly because a tail light is out? And what's interesting when we have things like rodents chewing up the wires, it becomes something that is about this connectivity of being able to see things in our lives. So sometimes it's just interesting to kind of look at the things that are happening in our lives and the actual objects, if you will, and how they might relate to what's going on in our life. Because a lot of times these things come up at certain moments because that same energy of a car part not working is the same energy of something not working in our relationship, whether that's a home, business, family member, lover, whatever, or even a relationship with ourself. And it's sometimes fun to see those connections because it can oftentimes give us a little bit of perspective, because this outside world is very often just a reflection of what's going on inside. The things that are happening that seem out of our control, that are coming from God, from source, or whatever, are there to allow us to respond in a way for growth. Because if we are just reacting immediately to these things, well, that's coming from a place of fear and a place of worry and a place of anxiety. But if we have that place of mindfulness when these things happen in our lives, whether it's with our car and our relationship, with, a dinner where the food tastes bad, or whatever it is that's going on, or even something really big, where someone, leaves us in a sudden way, these are things that are being presented, I believe, for our growth. And if we can do it in that place that is in that mindfulness of, I'm going to respond to this. And yes, maybe it is about being hurt. Maybe it is about feeling grief or even guilt. Or maybe it is about this despair. Okay, how are we responding to that? Are we getting caught up in it and then get stuck on that hamster wheel of, this is what I'm feeling and that makes me feel bad because these are the things that are going in my life, which then make me feel that even more, and then it just keeps going and going? Or are we responding to it in a way of, yes, I'm feeling these things, and just like bats in a cave, they have all of this energy and then they just fly out. The cave doesn't care about the bats. The cave is just a place for the bats to hang out. But the bats will come and go and come and go. The sky doesn't care about the birds. The sky is just a place for the birds to fly. Just like our emotions, they're made to swim and fly and move around in a space. And that space happens to be, here. So when we put a lot of extreme attachment to those things, that's like trying to close the doors to the cave or put a cage around the birds. We're trying to hold in all of these things that are made to just move and flow, right? We're made to experience that, and our response to it is how we break free from a loop is how we decide our next steps, is how we choose our path that becomes one of alignment, versus reacting to it. And that reaction is always a place of safety, a place of fear. I don't want to feel this again. I don't want to keep feeling this. I'm still feeling this. Oh, I don't want to feel it anymore. I'm still feeling it. I don't want to feel it anymore. Instead of, okay, I'm feeling it. How about I just try with a breath to just change my state and allow it to be felt. Cry those tears, scream those screams, do whatever it needs to do to help move that energy in motion, emotion, so that it can go on its natural way. And when we have these acts of God or these, things that happen in our lives that are totally out of our control, that's really truly showing us this opportunity to be okay with it in a way that allows us to learn, what is this showing me? What is this teaching me? Maybe it's teaching me that I'm resilient when shit hits the fan. Maybe it's teaching me that I need to take more time for myself right now. I need to just take a step back and feel these feelings and process these feelings without trying to distract myself, with these outside things or substances or Netflix or binge eating or whatever, exercise, whatever the thing is, and allow it. Because then what's happening in that moment is we're connecting to that message from God, that message from Source of, I love you, and I wouldn't put you in this position and have you experience these things unless I knew that you were ready for it. And that's the thing to remember, that each time that something is happening to us, air quotes, each time that something is being experienced that is like way out of left field or overwhelming, it is not only challenging just from that perspective, it's there for that purpose of, guess what? You are ready for this experience. Even if you may not know it, even if you may not feel it, it wouldn't be a challenge if it was easy. Just like when the seed is trying to push through that soil, if there was no soil and you just had the seed germinating on a piece of cotton, well, it's like, okay, great, here come my roots and here's my little sprout. Super simple. But when you stick it in that soil, it's got to reach down deep for that roots to take hold and start getting those nutrients. It's got to push so hard through that soil to head towards that warmth and that light that it needs so much. But that's what it was put there for. It was put there to grow. And it's surrounded, even though it doesn't feel like it, it's surrounded by everything it needs. It's surrounded by love. It has the soil with all the nutrients. It has the rain, which nourishes it and allows it to get everything it needs. It has the sun, of which it can pull in that energy for its growth. And so it's about allowing ourselves to just really see and realize that every hard thing that we go through is there based in that love with a capital L, knowing that we are ready for this. Even if we don't feel like it, we are ready. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been given that experience. And what are we, right? We're just a vessel to have these experiences for something much deeper, for that soul, for that spirit, to, whether it's to fulfill a contract that we're here to do, or whether it's really truly something even more that we don't even understand about this growth, about this evolution for this thing that is within, that no one can really describe in an accurate way, except that we all kind of have a sense of there's something else than just this physical body.